All right, guys, day number 2 of story problems. So remember, when we do a story problem, I want you first to look through and circle the important parts. There's so many words in the story problem that we don't need, that really aren't that important for us. So we always want to circle our important parts, set up our equation with a box as our unknown, and then we can solve the problem. And remember, lots of these problems can be solved as a plus or a minus, but you choose whichever way works better for you. Some problems, it's easy to see that there's one way that makes a little bit more sense, but sometimes there's not, and you could pick to solve with your unknown in either spot, depending on how you set it up. So I'm going to show you another one like that today. It is from your work. It is from the page that's called Pool Problems. So if you have your work printed out, you can get that one out and we will still work through it together. All right, here we go. All right, I wrote out my problem. This is the first problem on the page that's called Pool Problems. So here it is. Let's read it. Luis and Marta were seeing who could hold their breath underwater the longest. Marta held her breath for 19 seconds. You should be thinking, stop, there's an important part. A number, we know we're gonna need that. I'm gonna circle the 19. Let's keep reading. Luis held his for 11 seconds. Stop, there's another number that we're going to need, 11. How many more seconds did Marta hold her breath than Luis? I think there's a couple important words here. We're looking for how many more is important here. Look at my problem now. All those big words, I only need a couple of them in order to solve. So I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna think about the way that I could set up my problem. All right, I have set up my problem 2 different ways. You do not have to do it 2 different ways. You can choose to solve whichever way makes more sense for you. When we look at this problem and I see that Marta was for 19, Luis was for 11, and they're asking me how many more was Marta. So to do that, I can set it up as a plus. I can take Luis's number, plus here's our unknown. So we're gonna leave a box and see how many more we would need to get up to 19, Marta's number. Or I could solve it as a minus. I can take Marta's number, 19. I can subtract Luis's number, and that will tell me how many more. So look at where my box is in this problem. Now again, you do not have to do this both ways. If you would like to, that's totally fine. But if not, that is okay too. And really, there's not a right way to do it. You could pick this problem and solve it as a plus, or if you could solve it as a minus. Whichever way your brain sees the problem is okay. And remember, you pick a strategy. So now to solve, you can count on or count back. You can use your fingers. You can get out Legos or some little pieces and count. You could draw a picture. You can do mental math. Pick a strategy that works for you and solve. This is what the rest of your problems will be like today too. So I just want you to remember the steps. First, you're gonna read through your problem and circle the important parts. Then you'll set up your equation with a box for your unknown number. And then you will solve using a strategy that feels comfortable for you. All right, good luck. Post your work to Seesaw when you are finished today.